fact.
We'll call the Board of Public Works meeting of Monday, March 2nd to order. Number 2, approval of minutes of February 17th. I see a lot of fingers, Mr.
Just take a pick.
Take your pick, Mr. Fire and Mr. Mr. Fire and Mr. Jockett. Comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Citizens' comments. Okay, we have none, so we'll move to number 4. Approval to seek bids for a new Columbarium at the cemetery, presented by Justin Casperson, Parks and Recreation Director. Justin.
Good evening. Thank you, Tom. Tonight, the purpose of my memo is to solicit bids for a new columbarium at the city's Hillside Cemetery. If you guys are not familiar, a columbarium is just a structure designed for resting place for human remains or ashes. Columbariums are usually a permanent structure made with niches similar to cubby holes with secure fronts. The city built their last columbarium in 2010. There are right now no more double spaces, only a few more single spaces left to be sold. Enclosed are some photos of the existing columbarium for reference, so you have a visionary idea of what it looks like. The project was approved through the budget process in the CIP. The amount approved for the project was $45,000, and then monies come out of the 801 fund or the perpetual care fund. The sales, 25% of the sales from the columbarium goes back to the perpetual care fund for future development of facilities like this. So tonight I'm asking for approvals to solicit columbariums and bring back to the Board of Public Works for your consideration.
Is that a motion, Mr. Fire? Motion by Fire, second by Fisher. Comments, questions? Mr. Jockett.
How many niches? Here?
I believe 128 or 64, something like that.
How much?
128 or 64, I'd have to count, but it's the same size as what you see in the picture there.
And that one has taken basically 10 years?
No.
Doubles were sold out last year, probably less than that. Yeah. It's
but this was built in 2010, you said?
Yes.
So it's taken about 10 years to build.
The amount of requests and sales are increasing for niches quite a bit. The Catholic and Lutheran cemeteries are also going to be putting in niches because they're getting more and more requests for niche space. So it is growing in popularity. So I think in 2010, when this was built, it was just catching on, and now it's very popular. We have a lot of requests for it. So popular that the Catholics I don't believe the Catholics have them, but they're going to get one. They're building one at the same time we are too. So I anticipate to be filled up faster than 10 years now in this popularity.
I mean, do we want to, well, I guess we only have enough money in the budget to take care of this one.
Yeah, and and as soon as it fills up, it doesn't take long to build it, right, to create it. It's not like it's a huge construction project. So we can come back in 2 years if it fills up that fast. I just don't see a point of going that far ahead.
Mr. Bargander.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Question, excuse me. You said the popularity of a double niche. How are you gonna with the new columbarium? Are you gonna have more double niches?
They'll all be doubles.
They'll all be doubles. Okay. And I look at the photos here. Are we looking at all single niches in these photos?
Those are doubles and singles. You'd have to look closely at the photo, which probably may not be viewable by what you have in front of you, but there's doubles on one side and singles on the other.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we have a motion second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Number 5, approval of truck purchase for Development Services Department. Presented by Chris Hawley, Acting Street Superintendent. Chris.
Thanks, Tom. A little more background information on the memo that I have you. The current station wagon is currently 15 years old. Was purchased back in 2010 used. Back then we bought it for just over $10,000. And currently we have just under $5,000 in maintenance and repairs. Anything from wipers to oil changes to new tires to alternators to shocks and struts. So to give you an idea on the condition of it right now. In 2018, Development Services looked at their needs for a new vehicle. And back then, they looked at both the half-ton pickup truck and the Colorado. And in 2018, they purchased the Colorado. It fit their needs very well. So with that, we went out to VendorNet, looked at the state bids for the Colorado, and received some quotes from Ewald, who's on the state bid form. And then from there, I checked locally with Wheelers and Gross. I received a bid from Wheelers. And I think the one interesting thing that I found out is back in 2018, we purchased this same vehicle for $29,305. And then this one came in at $29,400 for a 2021 Colorado. So with that being said, staff recommends a motion to approve purchasing a 2021 Colorado from Wheelers for a purchase price of $29,400.
I'd entertain a motion. Mr. Bargender, second by Mr. Fire. Questions? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Number 6, award bid for 2020 sanitary sewer lining projects, presented by Tom Turchi, City Engineer. Tom.
We opened bids for sanitary sewer lining on February 24th, and we received 4 bids. The low bid was submitted by Visu Sewer of Pewaukee, Wisconsin, in the amount of $1,176,696.65. The project budget for this project is $1,233,000. So we have enough money within the budget to take care of that. We've done approximately 48, after this contract is complete, 48.4 miles of our 137 miles of sanitary sewer mains. And this relates to about 35.3% of the overall system being done this way over the past 2 decades. And the prices are starting to come up a little bit, but in the 2017, 2018, we were seeing prices around $18.20 a foot. It's up to about $21.45 a linear foot. That's just because materials are starting to come up in price. From that, I would recommend that we contract 2020-02 sanitary sewer lining be awarded to the low bidder of Visu Sewer Incorporated of Pewaukee, Wisconsin, in the amount of $1,176,696.65, and to authorize the execution of a contract.
Motion by Mr. Fisher, second by Mr. Jacquet. Questions? Mr. Bargan.
Thank you. Question is, at what age do we start lining these sewers?
It's not so much by age. We look at condition, that we're looking at some sewers can be lined, some sewers can't be lined. We have sewers that we're lining that are over 100 years old. We also are doing some that are only 50 years old. Some of the sanitary sewers that were installed, 40, 50 years ago, the concrete version, are having some issues with the hydrogen sulfide gas. So by lining them, we are actually able to fix them cheaper than actually digging them up and repairing them.
So the ones are proposed here, you're saying they're all about 50 plus years old?
Yes.
Say?
Roughly, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Perhaps, Sam, you could, after the election, when we get new council, I know there was a video at one time of lining sewers. I think it'd be appropriate to show here again to the new council members. I mean, it's been really a great thing for the city. One question that I have is I see on this spreadsheet here, some of the, oh no, I'm mistaken on that. I thought we were talking about different types of material. It's still the same material.
Yes.
Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Tom. Number 7, pre-qualification of additional contractors for the 2020 construction projects, presented by Tom Turchi, City Engineer. Tom.
All right, we pre-qualified at the last Board of Public Works meetings, but we have additional contracts that are being let out for bid. One being opened here for the Cleveland Street project this coming Wednesday. So there's a few contractors that want to be able to bid on that. So we have Earth Incorporated out of Arpin, Wisconsin, Treeweather Construction and Supply out of Marshfield, Cabe Construction from Eau Claire, and Haas Sons Incorporated of Thorpe, Wisconsin. I'd recommend that the Board of Public Works approve this list of contractors enclosed for bidding on 2020 work within the city of Marshfield.
Motion by Mr. Jacek, second by Mr. Fisher. Comments? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Number 8, closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Chapter 19.851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public property, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reason require a closed session. Motion to go to closed session, please. Mr. Bargender, second by Mr. Fisher. Roll call.
Bucky?
Yes.
Bucky?
Yes.
Fisher? Bargander? Yes. Jackek? And Fire? Sorry, I was drawing a blank there. We are in closed session.
Thank you. and second by Mr. Bartender. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
You.